Welcome back. I'm Rob Lang and this is my game Clomper. You live inside a mechanical ladybird called a Clomper, which you control by making pipes to power machines with steam. The outside world is a hellscape, which you explore from inside the Clomper, gathering resources and completing quests. That sounds like fun? Go wishlist on Steam. In this devlog, I'm going to be throwing things around. I'm going to be dragging them and making stuff bright. But first, let's look at the plan. That was the best one yet, if I do say so myself. Take 6. It started towards the end of last year, where I asked my biggest offspring unit to do an alpha test. Let's see if he wants to be in my video.
Yeah?
Hey mate, do you want to be in my video?
No.
You sure? Okay. Fine, no problem then. Okay, bye then. And cut. There was a lot of great feedback from it, and some of it went in the last video, and the rest of it's in this one. Next up, there'll be another alpha test with my friends. You know, my friends.
I see you haven't fixed this damn interface. What a load of rubbish.
Now they've played Clomper quite a lot before, so they know what it's all about. It'll be quite incremental for them, but there still will be feedback that comes from that. I might rope some more friends that haven't yet played it. You know who you are. I'm coming for you. You can't hide. I know where most of you live. The ones who aren't living in caves, I know where you live. Then I'm going to run a closed beta to a few more people on Discord. For that, I'll need people who are familiar with Clomper, understand what I'm trying to do and don't need a lot of explanation on how to play. Undoubtedly, there will be bugs found and I'll fix those, and there'll be a round of feedback to make sure I'm not missing anything. We might go round and round and round and round a few times doing that. God, don't do that again. Around that time, I'll need to update the Steam page. The trailer is looking a bit old at this point. And then once that is all done and we're happy that the game is holding itself together, although not complete, I'll create a demo and put it up on Steam for everyone to play. It'll be a full slice of the game, but it won't be the finished article, so I won't be charging any money for it at that point. The demo will then evolve. As I get feedback from people playing it, I'll update the game. That's the goal for 2025. I've updated the load and save system, so it remembers what scrap you've picked up. After all, you spent a lot of time and effort collecting it out of the world. It's only reasonable that the game remembers that you did that. I did have one small problem where the game thought that all the pipes were scrap. That took a lot of clearing up. Speaking of clearing up, if you were to bump into something while clomping around the environment, then a few pipes will break and spring off around the Clomper. Now, clearing up a few is no big deal, but if you did something catastrophically wrong and drive off into a crevasse, well then suddenly you have quite a lot of pipes to clear up. So I thought I'd make the clearing up a bit more fun by taking dead pipes, turning them into scrap, so you then throw them into the grinder. And I mean throw them into the grinder. Let's have a look. Here we are inside the Clomper. Everything seems pretty normal. I've got my little friend here. I'm going to call him Bernie. Hello Bernie, you alright? Off you trot. And I've got this enormous crevasse in front of me. Now it would be rather silly for me to drive into it because I'll damage quite a lot. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to get the Clomper going. Off you go. We're not going very fast at the moment. It's not bad. We could probably go a bit faster. More power. More power. Yes. Yes. Right, there we go. So now we've got a lot of pipes. The game will have reset us, so we're now sitting somewhere safe nearby, but we've got all of these dark pipes here are broken ones. So if you want to be a bit of a noob, you can stand here close by and chuck it in and it will grind. Oh, but you can do that from a distance. It's much more fun if you're over here. Oh, let's grab a switch because that's the biggest one. Oh, here we're playing it in hard mode because the lift is broken and I can't see anything. Let's just fix the lift. Cut this bit out, would you? Not that I ever do. Smoke going? Smoke going? Oh. Well, there's a bug. I should have play tested this through. Right, here we go. Let's see from here. Can I get this into the grinder? Let's go. Yes! First try. Not that you'll believe that. So you can carry on. Props about there. No, I missed. Let's bounce it off the other pipe into the grinder. And you can just clear them all up, throw them all over there. And if there's a few of you going, it'll only grind one at a time. I think that might be a problem. Might sort that out later. Now in this situation, I've got most of the boilers broken with just this one running, and I've got lots of little fire sprites hopping all over the place. Hello! Now, if you start grinding the pipes in this way, and you've got it running, then a fire sprite might get pulled into the grinder. Now, don't worry, the fire sprites don't get hurt. However, the grinder gets broken. Now, I know some of you are going to think this is cruel, but you can actually get the fire sprites to jump towards it. If you get them to look at you, drop them, they'll then hop towards the grinder. Come on then. Hop towards the grinder. You just changed direction. Fine. Let's pretend this recording is going as well as it could possibly go. Go in. Judas. There we go. So I put a fire sprite into the grinder and you see now it's broken. I need some more sparks and fun, but it needs it anyway. When doing the dead pipe pick up and throw, I had this interesting bug where all of the pipes had physics applied to them, which is not something I usually have. I quite like the floaty dreamscape that you get. It makes the game quite hard to play, but I do like it. Pipes don't have to be just for moving steam about. You can also create little obstacles to try and throw stuff through. Oh, nearly. Let's try a small one. From this angle. Spinning quite a lot. I'll sort that out. Here we go. No, too low. I bet the grinder is now being blown up by... Thank you. Stop blowing up my grinder. There we go. Repaired that. No. Not you. No, not you either. Constantly blowing it up. I'm trying to show the kind viewers about this. Right, here we go. It went in! Yes! Yes! Huge win. Now, edit me. I'd like you to edit out all the bad bits of that to make me look like I'm really skilled. You're not going to, are you? I already know that editing this is going to be a nightmare.
That's a future me problem.
Now for this next feature, it's best done with a demo. Now imagine it, you're noodling around up here in the Clomper, you're trying to work out your best pipe combination, you might want to run some pipes slightly differently, and you've not really paid attention to what the boilers are set at. Maybe you'd gone for some clomping, and now you're thinking, oh, I'm going to rearrange these a little bit to make life easier. But hang on a minute, what's happening to the lights and the colours? That's telling you that things are about to go bang, even when you're not looking down at the boilers. It's immediately obvious. And there's the first one that's gone bang. So the light, the bloom, the fog, the saturation all changes with the amount of heat in the Clomper, regardless of what you set them to. If we leave it here for a moment, you'll see that the light starts to come down, there's less bloom, there's less contrast, less saturation, and the whole room starts becoming a bit more calm as the heat goes away. Right now, the only way that you can get heat into the Clomper is through the boilers, so you control the heat using that. However, in the future, there'll also be weather that will give you heat from the outside, and you'll have to control that too. When the heat is below 7, then the change in lighting is very slight, because you don't really have to react to anything. You don't have to take action. When it's more than 7, you want the light and the bloom and the shades of everything to change quickly to warn you that you need to take some action. The dial does flash when it goes above 9, but that's not necessarily obvious if you're pushing scrap into the grinder or you're moving things around up the other end of the boiler. It's another small indicator, but I really like it. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that I now have fog inside the Clomper. Now Clomper always had fog, but it's global and it was set to the fog on the outside. Now the fog on the outside is relatively thin because you want to be able to see a long way, but the fog on the inside you want it to be quite dense to make it feel like the inside is full of grime and steam and soot and nasty. So I change it. When you go into the periscope, the fog gets less, and when you're back in the Clomper, the fog is more. That simple really, but you can see the before and after. It does make quite a large difference. The inventory is something that feels a bit daft working on, because I only have 5 pipes to choose from. One day, there'll be loads of them. Although there are a few pipes that look like Tetris pieces that would be really handy. For now, this is all you get. Before, the inventory was controlled using W, A, S and D, a bit like you would also on a controller. And that worked okay, except it's quite weird if you're doing mouse and keyboard to not be able to use the mouse to drag and drop. But now you can. You can pick up a pipe, drag it down here onto the tool and drop it. And pick up and drag and drop, so you can fill up your tool with the pipes that you find most useful. In this case, I just want a tool full of tea. The filters work with a mixture of hovering over with the mouse and then either using the scroll wheel or using W, A, S and D. Of course, once you have a tool full of tea pipes, not the most useful thing in the world. I mean, they're quite large. Obviously, the tea pipe is for the tea connoisseur. I can't back that up. That's a nonsense. Could you actually drive the Clomper using only tea pipes? If I started with an empty Clomper, is that actually possible? I'm going to have to do that now. Set up the tool using only tea pipes. That will stop me from accidentally trying to use a straight. First question is, can we even get over to here? This might be why you can't do it. No, see, that doesn't get us any closer. If I ignore that first leg and that second leg, will that? No, that's only too long. See, there's the problem. There'll be mathematicians screaming at me in the comments. Yeah, so you always end up with a gap of 2. So you go. You can't actually use a tea pipe to control the Clomper. When I come to edit this, I'm gonna hate me. I don't think it's possible. Yeah, it's because, going up doesn't help either. Anyway, that's a bit of fun. I had some great feedback on the Discord from Zippy Zach. He's making a game called X Mode at the moment. It's a really cool multiplayer first-person shooter thing, super lightweight. It's great. Hopefully out this year, Zach? Just dropped you in it. That's harsh. Edit that out. He suggested when you hover over a pipe to be able to use the number keys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to return you to a sense of normality. Assigning those as hotkeys, really good idea. And that's the benefit of having a community, right? Because I didn't think of that. And yet now Zach has pointed it out. It's screamingly obvious. So thanks, Zach. That's cracking. I'm recording this last section using the same tea pipe build, so I can't edit myself out.
Edit me's gonna hate me.
No! I didn't put colliders on the seats. Bernie! I know, I'm sorry, mate. It's alright, we'll sit in old man chairs again one day, don't you worry. He's just sitting there like the chair's on fire. It's alright, mate. It's alright, you go on. He wants to get back in. I understand. You just love a cup of tea, don't you, Ben? There's not a great deal left to do before I get to my next alpha test, but one thing I do want to do is make this little seating area functional. So you'll be able to sit in the seats, you'll be able to boil a cup of tea, and you'll be able to sit with your favourite Fire Sprite Bernie, and you'll have to run some pipes over here to make it all work. It's daft. It's completely unnecessary, but it's a bit of a laugh. Is there anything you think is really needed for the beta? Then please let me down. Let me down? Don't let me down. Please let me down. Don't do that. Please. If you have any ideas or things you think really necessary for the beta, or maybe you've run a beta with friends before and you have some advice, please let me know down in the comments. I'd also really appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe, go and join us on the Discord, and give us a wish list on Steam, because it will be this year. You will get to play the demo. Thank you all so much for your support. It's so very much appreciated. Until next time, bye bye.